You walk into the room and heads turn. You have the posture, you have the presence, and you are wearing an outfit that says, I know what's going on when it comes to fashion. But then somebody asks you your opinion and your chest tightens. You begin to question yourself. You look around the room. You know your opinion. You know what you want to say, but you are second guessing yourself because you're wondering, am I going to offend somebody? Am I going to step on somebody's toes? Will somebody think I'm wrong? Hi there, I'm Diana Dameron, and I see this happen to really smart women all the time in my coaching and in my working with organizations. So let's talk about this because it's so important. And there is such a difference between looking confident and being decisive. Maybe you've been there. You know what you think. You have a strong opinion on it. But when you look around the room, you begin to wonder, gosh, I don't want people to get mad at me. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want anybody talking about me behind my back. So what do? You have this really strong opinion and you just soften it. In fact, you soften it so much, we're not really sure where you stand. And you walk out of the room feeling like, I know I have a strong opinion on that particular subject, but I just left my opinion right back there on the floor. Looking confident and being confident enough to make a decision, that's two entirely different things. And most people are only doing one of them. Usually there's some kind of filter that's running in somebody's brain and they're looking around the room going, oh, if I say this, am I going to offend somebody in here? So let's talk. Looking confident and actually being confident enough to make a decision and say it out loud are two entirely different things. And usually people are only doing one of them. Too often, really smart women are in a room and before they say their opinion, they look around and they begin to wonder, who am I going to offend in here? Am I going to lose that friendship if I say what's really on my mind? Will I not be able to do business with this person? Are they going to talk about me in a really bad way? So you've got this filter going around. So you know what you think, but instead of saying what's on your mind, you soften it, you hold back, and you in fact never give your opinion, not give your true opinion. This, my friend, is not strategy. It is perception management. And what I mean by that is you're trying to manage how everybody looks at you. In other words, their perception of you, everyone in the room. That's what you're trying to manage. And believe me, that's exhausting. Trying to figure out where people are coming from and how they're going to think of you. There's nothing more draining. And that's not strategy at all. That's not a smart strategy. Okay, here's the difference. Editing your words out of fear is not the same thing as editing your words and your approach out of strategy. Two entirely different things. Strategy is smart. Strategy is diplomatic. And strategy is powerful. But moving out of fear, that is not strategy. That's not smart, that's not diplomatic, and that's certainly not powerful. And I see this all the time in my coaching. Smart women who look around the room and don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. So they don't give their opinion. And believe me, the room notices. They may not realize it as such, but the energy shifts. And they know that you're holding back. The more and more you retreat, the more and more it's costing you, and probably in a way that you're not thinking about. So let's talk about that. And it comes down to number 2, self-trust. The more and more you step back from giving your own opinion out of fear rather than strategy, the more and more you build a lack of trust in yourself. You no longer feel that you can trust what's going to come out of your mouth. But self-trust is one of those things you're not born with. You build it. You build it every time you make a mistake and correct it and watch the reaction. Here's what I mean by that. You might say something. I certainly have. I'm one of those people who is really opinionated. And sometimes I don't take that breath that I recommend and I don't pause long enough. And I say something and it's got an edge to it. So people hear the edge. People see the expression on my face and it diminishes the message I am sending. Now, How do I build my self-trust? I learn from that. I don't do it again. I sit there and think about, why didn't that opinion matter? Why are people taking offense, exception to my opinion? And very often it's because, oh, it's that tone of voice. Oh, it's because I really raised my volume as though I'm yelling at them to give my opinion. Oh, it's because of my body language, what the expression on my face was. In other words, you are learning. That self-trust comes from going ahead, blurting it out, making a mistake, but then not wallowing in the mistake, but learning from that mistake, so that every time you speak up with more and more confidence. So what doesn't build self-trust is when you stay silent, when you stay quiet. Silence doesn't build self-trust. It may feel good at the moment. It may feel safe. I mean, you're playing safe, but it doesn't build self-trust, and it doesn't build that muscular reaction as far as being able to speak your opinion, especially on something that you think is very, very important. We want to hear your opinions, and the only way you're going to get to the point where you are feeling comfortable sharing your opinion is doing it. And I promise you, you'll make mistakes. I certainly have. I certainly do. But you keep learning from those mistakes. Don't play safe. Don't be quiet. Don't let fear direct your life. You know, the women who actually stand out in a room, who really carry the most weight in the room, are those who are not afraid to speak up, even if they select the wrong word or at the moment come across a little bit too aggressive. They learn from that. They learn from that, and they learn not to stay silent. Now, if you want a framework as far as how to build the confidence and how to speak up, I've got a link for you in the description. 7 Secrets to Unlocking Confidence. Now, let's continue. Number 3. Let's talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is manners. Manners were kicked out some decades ago, and we are totally confused when it comes to manners now. Too often, we tend to think that manners are all about playing nice at our own expense. Now, I love this definition of manners. It came from Emily Post, who is the maven of manners in the United States, and she said that manners are a sensitive awareness of the feelings of others. So you're paying attention to other people's feelings, but that doesn't mean at the cost of your own feelings. Let me give you an example. This happened to me some years ago, and I and 2 other ladies were asked to speak at a conference at a university, and we were all 3 experts on civility. And when we walked up to the stage, there were 3 big overstuffed chairs. And I would normally, what would you think I would do? Just think about it for just a second. If I'm thinking about manners, and I love manners, I love civility, all of that is really important. What chair do you think I would select if I'm thinking about manners? Not the one in the center, right? I feel like, ooh, I'm asking for all the attention to be put on me. But you know what I did? I picked that one in the middle. I selected that chair in the middle, and the reason I did is civility is too important a subject. I have important things, opinions to say about civility, and I want the camera person, I want the MC not to miss me. And if you're right smack in the middle, it's hard to miss you. Now, you might think that manners would mean, oh, I need to be nice, not take that middle position. But the fact is, that's not being nice. That's just stepping on yourself. I needed to know that I could put myself into a place where I wouldn't be missed. Because I got to tell you, I thought my opinion and my knowledge of civility was important. Important enough to get on video, important enough to share with all the university students in the auditorium. And I knew being front and center would make a difference. And it did. I got asked a lot of questions. I was asked for my opinion over and over again. So I wasn't being disrespectful, but I was respecting myself as well as the other 2 female guests. So manners, are so important, but too often we don't understand the power of manners, and we give everything of ourselves away in the name of being nice and because we think it's the right thing to do when it comes to manners. I don't know about you, but I do not want to live in a world where fear is driving our conversations, and too often it is. I want you to think about this analogy. If you love music, I do. If you've been to the symphony and you see all those different instruments there, whether it's the violin or a piano or the drum or the tuba, whatever, if the music calls for that instrument and the person playing that instrument stays silent, what happens to the beauty of the music? There isn't any, or it's greatly, greatly diminished. We can't let fear drive our conversations. Looking confident was never the end game. It's just the beginning. And you want to close that gap between the woman who is confident in how she appears and the woman who is confident with every word that comes from her mouth. Trusting yourself is so important. It's not for the most credentialed person in the room or the loudest person in the room or the person who keeps on talking and talking and talking and talking. No, you are that person to trust yourself, because I can tell you this, I know you have a great opinion, a great message to share. I just want you to feel good about sharing it. I want the world to hear your message, what you have to say. I want you to trust yourself when you walk in the room, and I want you to trust yourself when you open your mouth. You want to learn a little bit more about trusting yourself, that confidence that comes from when you walk in the room? Take a look at this video.